Recording in progress.
Meeting will come to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, even as a lifelong Spartan fan, I'll have to start this meeting with Go Blue. The nice thing.
Second that.
A nice thing for our area, a lot of smiling faces. Item 2 is our roll call. Alma?
Javits,
Here.
Fleming,
Here.
Peters,
Here.
Priest,
Here.
Stottlemyre.
Here.
Eureka.
Yeah.
Hughes Grubbs, here.
Good. Oh yeah, we do have selection of board officers. Time, you know, John forever makes the little nominations. and Takes care of all those things. So we'll see if we can manage. We'll see if this board can function without John. I don't know. It remains to be seen. However, yeah, the selection of board officers, that has to take place before we can conduct business.
Do we have to put a whole slate out there?
Well, we could, it's to the agreement of the group. We could do it individually, or we could put a whole slate. And if we put a whole slate and there seemed to be agreement, then that would save time. Is that possible? Director and parliamentary rule lady?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, and we might, do we need to do, we don't have to do roll call. We do a slate, we have,
Think you guys have,
I forgot.
I don't think you guys have to do a roll call.
I don't think we do. I don't think we do. So if we have any motions or anybody has any ideas or anything y'all want to say. Now,
I make a motion that Sharon remain as chairperson. And that,
right here. She's the vice.
vice that. I have to look at the, why I said, oh, I guess we don't have those, we don't do that part. And that Linda remain as vice chair. I wanted to say
Chairman of
president and
chairman of
vice
vice.
president. And Tanya as treasurer, and Alma, I want to check in with her. No, but
But you,
maybe Dan wants it.
Pass that. Thank you. Thank you.
But you had your years and I had my years, so I was,
yeah, the two of you have done the secretarial for pretty much the whole time I've been here. I think.
happy with that, Alma? It's fine.
it's fine. Did you say that out loud?
She did.
That's out
She
loud?
said it with conviction.
You know, she's got it,
That's
she's
fine.
got it down now, she's got it down to a science. And I don't think we let Tanya quit being the.
Tanya has
Oh,
to be
no.
the treasurer.
Anything, anybody who wants to be president, but Tanya has to be the treasurer.
Dan, are you wanting something? If you want to jump in, you just let us know. We can give you another
Just
year
kind
to
of a
pass.
person with no talent, so whatever.
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
is
no.
fine.
The quietest job.
You're just there in case, you know,
Okay.
Sharon's not here and she's always here, so it's a great job.
Yeah, but you've almost got the chance today. boy. You've almost got the chance. I'm
you
saying,
have-
oh, let me
You
get
have opportunities to have them had multiple committees.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has multiple other, she's other assignments deemed necessary, that's what she is.
So this is our slate then.
So we have a slate, do
I
we have
second.
any second on that slate?
Second motion.
Okay, for my part, I will accept the nomination.
I will, thank you very much.
And
I
Alma
accept.
already had to say she'd accept. So we have a motion that all the parties involved agree to, and it's been seconded, and so now it's to be discussed if there's any discussion. Seeing none, we said we could have a voice vote. All those in favor of the slate, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed signify by saying nay. There are no nays. It is unanimous. Who needs John Jarita?
It would have been much more smoothly. with
It
a-
would have. It would have. I looked around, I thought about now, what usually happens now? And then I thought, well, John's not here. Oh, my goodness. Well, we did that piece, so I can continue.
Let's not
Running.
fix what's not broken.
I can continue running this meeting I am getting a little old and doty, so you have to be on warning. The agenda, approval of, we're on item 4, the approval of the
Make a
agenda.
motion that we approve the agenda with one change. The date is January 9th.
A second.
Oh, today.
Yes.
Yes, it is. January.
Joy about that.
Do all of these. And it was seconded by Tanya. So it's been moved by Priest, supported by Studemeyer, that the agenda as amended be approved. Is there any other little points that anybody sees? It's very good that you caught that. Hearing none, all those in favor of the approval of the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by saying no. There are no dissenting votes, the ayes have it, and our agenda is approved. Item 5 is approval of the December 12th minutes, which are in the packet and were in the email that you got before. We conducted our business pretty efficiently. Saved trees.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
I'll second that.
It's been moved by Priest and supported by Studemeyer that the minutes as presented be approved. Are there any other comments? Anything else that needs to be? Actually, I just can't stand to move along without John. What am I gonna do? All those in favor of adopting the minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed by saying no. There are no votes, and now we are conducted our normal business. The minutes are approved, and we are at item 6 for public comments. And we do have a few members of the public. Would you, either of you like to speak? Well, it's good, just a hello, and we're glad to have folks here, and we're glad to have the press here so that the people can see what's going on. A committee report should also well, we have a few things to do. But for the building committee, do we have anything, Joy?
Not that I have. Do you
Okay.
have something?
Not overly much, nothing that earth shaking.
Well, do we want to go past that and go to bylaws? John Jariga isn't here. I kind of have a feeling he has no report. On finance, we do have some things to talk about, and that's important for us to get to, and I will turn things over to Tanya.
I had a chance to review our audit for the period that ended June 30th, 2023. And we had a clean audit. There are no financial misstatements or omissions, in our reporting. I can kind of walk you guys, maybe quickly, I don't know, might take a
Please.
minute.
That's
Do
fine.
this report, but if you will, go to page 4. And this is where they, indicate one of our financial highlights. And it indicates here that since we were able to basically complete construction of our new library, there were some unspent construction funds that totaled $732,000. And what we did was we transferred those funds to the library's debt service fund so we could pay down our debts.
So we're paying our debt down to the public quicker than we were committed to do, so that we're returning money to the taxpayer.
Absolutely.
Okey-dokey.
The next page, page 5, is the condensed balance sheet. So this is a little tricky because it shows not only your current assets and liabilities, which for the assets would be things like the cash, current cash. And then it also shows your non-current assets. And our non-current assets would be things like the land, the building, the books, the computers, the furniture, and the fixtures. And then under liabilities, same thing, you have your current and your non-current liabilities. So your current liabilities are mostly our debt payments. And then the non-current liabilities are things associated with our outstanding bonds. Overall, you'll see we do a year-over-year comparison, and our total net position has actually increased by $137,000. We are moving in the right direction. Good. And 6 is the consolidated income statement. So here again, you'll see that change in the net position at 136,607. But then you'll also see that this kind of shows, gives you a little bit more detail on our revenues and expenses that kind of ties back to what we're used to seeing with our budget. So you'll see our revenues are predominantly the property taxes. And then our expenses are salaries and benefits. And then this also shows depreciation. And John usually asks me this question every year, so, but depreciation is related to kind of like your car depreciates when you drive it off the lot. So it's like the building, the assets, they all depreciate over time. So that's considered an expense on financial statements. And if you want to see more detail for both the balance sheet, that's on page 9, and for the income statement, that's on page 10. I'm going to jump to page 11. And on page 11, under general, this is a reference to our general fund. And you'll see the fund balance near the end. And you'll see something called committed for working capital. This is actually our budget for the current year. And then you'll see the undesignated. This is our unassigned fund balance. So this is what we have available for budgeting for the current year. Next sheet, page 12, it's just a reconciliation that was done that kind of helps you reconcile the numbers. Page 13. So this looks more like what you all are used to seeing on a quarterly basis when you go through a budget. So you'll see our general fund expenditures were 1.9 million, our revenue was at 2.5. Bottom line, our fund balance for 22 was 4.8, and then our fund balance for 23 is the 5.4. But keep in mind that out of that amount, we actually $4 out of it in order to budget for the new fiscal year. So we continue to have Page 14 just goes into more detail on that net position again. And then we get into definitions and summaries and notes. And then on page 20, it actually lists our capital assets. So you will see the June 2022 balances for our land, our building, our books, our furniture, computers. And then you'll also see our assets as well. So you'll notice here that our capital assets in fiscal year 22, the net amount is the 13.4 million. Then our amount for the current year is just under. So the spending has and revenues are pretty consistent. I think that was it for what I wanted. Page 24. This is similar to what we looked at earlier. It just restates our fund balance for the last fiscal year and the prior fiscal year. The good thing now about this particular page is you'll also see our budget, which is something I think we want to put with. So you can see the original budget, and then we amended the budget when we had additional property taxes. And then it also shows our expenditures. And as has been the case since I've been on this board, our revenues are exceeding our expenditures by so we continue to have a favorable balance.
I appreciate the thoroughness we all do, the thoroughness and professionalism in that presentation. And we see that John Jarita, our numbers are complete. John is here with us. John, we didn't know what to do with ourselves on item 3. We did do it, but we did it without you. I don't know how we could. I just don't know. But we did. And so now we've pretty much gone through, Tanya has walked us through the audit for this year. And do we have discussion? Mary Jo, do you have anything you want to add or point out?
I did a really thorough job. So I don't have anything to add.
And I'd be more than happy to after this meeting.
Not to worry.
I trust you.
Well, very good. That means that in this meeting, we are actually conducting some of our most important business. And it is one of the things that we already commented on, the fact that not only have we been ahead of the game, but we have been able to pay early on our bond, pay back the taxpayers for it at a quicker rate for the debt that we owe them to be able to have this wonderful building. So that's additional benefit that we were able to get in this, get it running. We've been running now for 4 years. I can't hardly believe it, but and have a sense that we can afford to keep going and make the load a little lighter for the taxpayers, for the voters. So that's excellent. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you, Mary Jo. Mary Jo is the one that had to be here day after day about the audit, get things ready and keep things in order, which we have been able to keep our books properly in order at all times. And it's really that duo along with Joy, who serves on the finance committee, your
Low involvement.
Yes,
Except for the
I'm
budget.
for it.
Yeah.
and another professional eye to look at all of
Yeah.
this. So that's excellent. So without any other indication, I will move to item D, which is the marketing committee. Alma, is there anything?
No, we were supposed to at some point get together,
We,
agree on a date.
I think we talked about, yeah, we wanted to know what we were gonna get together for, and the only thing I remember, and I might be wrong, but the only thing I remember we talked about was library week, preparing along with the staff, preparing for library week, and at the time, we didn't have a theme for library week, but now we do. It's a very general theme. I
It's so
forgot what-
general that I forgot.
I forgot what it is. It's a very general something, but we wanted to be able to plan whatever way we wanted to present our facility and our services in league with what the National Library Week.
Ready, set, library is the thing.
Yeah, right.
Very general.
Red, yellow, green.
Yeah, so with that, we could be as creative as we want to.
And the dates.
The dates of library week are April, second week of April, Right.
April 7th through the
7th to the 14th.
14th, yeah.
So that's April 7th to the 14th, so we do have, maybe if we can. I think we have to work with the staff, so maybe with Mary Jo's guidance on who from the staff. Maybe the members of the marketing committee, which are you,
I think I'm.
Linda, yeah. You, Linda, and you. And I'm on it ex officio. Was there a third member? No, it's just two members. Yeah, so the three of us at least, and then, you know, others could come, we could list it and list it as a public meeting and all that, but if we get too many of us, then it's kind of more like a. But at least the three of us, and we will, like we always do, we'll publicize when that meeting will be and welcome anybody else who's interested in attending. But first, we gotta set with Alma's calendar and get them straight. So maybe could we do that afterwards? Sure. Okay, good. A personnel committee has some things to do.
The Belleville Area District Library Personnel Committee met on Thursday, January 4th, 2024, to review evaluation forms for the library's director, Mary Jo Suchi. The committee, as you will remember, had distributed these forms to all the board members, who then returned the completed forms to the committee. And we want to thank you for taking the time to thoughtfully complete these forms. The director was evaluated in the following areas: applied library knowledge, relationship development, leadership and management, marketing, and program development. We used a scale of 1 to 6, 6 being outstanding. The evaluations were anonymous and encouraged participants to include comments and specific examples, whether positive or negative, in order to provide more meaningful feedback to Mary Jo. The committee took the completed forms, compiled the results, and created a document that summarized the information that could be shared with Mary Jo. The results of the evaluation showed that Director Suchi is performing her job at an outstanding level in all categories, and the accompanying comments and examples were overwhelmingly positive. The committee then discussed the goals Mary Jo had set for 2023. Goal 1 was to improve the library's website. Goal 2 was to update the library's policy document. Director Suchi and her staff are currently in the process of evaluating presentations by website development companies to ascertain which company would best serve the library's needs. The library policy document has been undergoing a comprehensive revision and is nearing completion. Both these projects should be ready for board member review in the near future. Additional goals for 2024 are increased outreach services, including restoration of the library's adult literacy program, enhanced engagement with teens after school, management of the library's online presence, evaluation and selection of an online event / room booking software company, implementation of the software by May 1st. Continued expansion of the library of things and exploring options for a library strategic plan. Director Suchi and her staff will continue to find innovative ways to serve our community as we all learn and grow in this beautiful space. The Personnel Committee has considered all this information and will be recommending a 3.5% salary increase for Director Suchi. We thank her for going above and beyond the numbers on this evaluation and for guiding the library on its way to becoming all we had hoped it could be. Thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Sharon. And that's my report.
Thank you for that report. That was a lovely report. You're starting off the year good.
I do want to add something as well. So we also looked up the current rate of inflation, and that's 3.1%. So the 3.5% that we're recommending is just over current rate of inflation. And if you look at our budget for last year, our salaries totaled just under $1 million. So with a 3.5% increase, we would still be under our budget for last fiscal year.
Good.
So we can definitely
Yeah.
afford to do this.
This is all that we talked about and we just, decided what to do. It seemed reasonable.
And you all recall before those forms were filled out, the director gave us her summation of the past year, which was really helpful, really excellent. It's all things that we all knew, but having it all put on one place is really helpful. So I thank you for that too, Mary Jo, and for everything that, so that we can continue to get you reimbursed as you deserve.
Are there any questions or comments?
I just have one more thing.
Okay.
We looked at the range of pay as well, and you're still below max rate. So
Yeah, I hear you.
there's still room to do more in the future without increasing the current salary.
Could I ask what the current salary is? That we're putting the 3.5 into?
I think it's
I
96.
think mine's 96.
I think I'll be just under, last year's range, I think, was around 100,000, the average for libraries of our size. This will, so this is a year later, but this will put it at about 99,000.
So she was 96 and that's 3.5.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look that up.
If you want the exact numbers, we can get
Yeah.
them for you.
If you want the exact number, you can go into your new.
I know, that's what I was saying.
I do, but sometimes things change and I don't want to.
Right.
So I can get it from you.
Yeah, I can look up.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, good, we have
So
it.
you were 95,804.80. And this will take you to 99,158. Offered it up. 99,158. Thank you.
That's less than the principal of a school would get.
I know.
Yeah. But this is such a wonderful job. Well, we have the perfect person for this wonderful job. So when everything fits, it makes it all more wonderful. Well, thank you very much. I did attend the the personnel committee meeting and that evaluation. The professionalism of the committee, you heard by the presentations we've gotten tonight, both Tanya and Linda take the work seriously. They looked at and there were lots of comments that board members made. I don't think anybody was just totally silent about the evaluation. So I think we all feel we're all on the same page and fortunate. Is there anything you'd like to say, Mary Jo?
The only thing the committee also discussed, our personnel policy, we've been looking at it internally. and are getting to a point where we're ready to, you know, potentially consult with an attorney to make some changes. The last time that document was had any amendments to it was 2013, so it's time. We've grown as a library, so we're going to be proceeding with that. Dan, the committee talked about potentially having a little bit of an ad hoc group.
Yep.
Combining, you know, possibly including you as chair of the policy committee.
Okay.
Along with the personnel committee. So, but since you weren't there to say yes or no.
Oh, sure. He'll do it. It's like they do it. No.
So,
We hope that will work out. There'll be, I'm sure as Mary Jo always coordinates, but there'll be coordination between the folks to be able to get onto this
we'll probably
personnel.
get some legal work done first before we.
Okay.
A personnel policy document is really important in every organization, and with this organization growing as it has, I mean, you know, there's things she has to do all the time that have to do with our personnel, so we need to have our and we've already, in the discussions we've had, we've talked about how she went back to the policy document, and this is what happened with, you know, other policies, patron policy and all that, but personnel, as everybody knows, is very important to have right. So I'm in advance, I think, the personnel committee and the policy committee for the work that is to come, to help us in that way. Thank you for adding that. Anything else? Any place else? Any questions from the people that weren't on the committee? Good. We are, and then I believe, our last two items on the, list of committee reports, I will see. Dan, is there anything from the policy committee?
No report for this previous month.
Okay, and the art committee, as we said last time, is no report.
I did want to say, I saw Michelle putting some work up in the lobby.
Yes.
And the artist was there with her
Yeah.
yesterday.
She put new work up yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. You skip a day in this library and Lord knows.
Gary, photographer Gary Wash.
Yeah, that's what she was supposed to be doing.
I got to meet him.
Well, I don't know.
Thank you.
Rosemary's reminding us we didn't vote on the raise.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, the public is
Thank you.
very helpful. Given that there's a budgetary impact to the policy committee report, we do need to take some kind of formal action with the policy committee report, whether it is that we, I guess, the board personnel, what did I say, policy, I'm sorry, the personnel committee report. And what the action we take has to include the issue of approval of the increase to the director's salary. Does anybody have a feeling of how they want that motion to go?
I make a motion that Mary Jo receive a 3.5%. That's the right number, right? Increase in wage.
Second that.
Been moved by
Salary.
Jehevitz and supported by Juriga, that our director receive a 3.5% increase in salary. There's the motion, it's seconded, it can be discussed if there needs to be. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed by saying no. The motion is carried with no dissenting votes. And thank you. There's sunshine in this meeting because Rosemary is gonna keep us on our toes. So, and the art committee, we did already discuss the art committee, which there is something to say, and I didn't know to say it. I didn't get far enough in the building today to say when she was here, she talked about that this was gonna be the next. And you have to give it to her. Michelle just takes care of that. She moves the exhibits along just beautifully.
Did she get it all put up? Okay, yeah, looks nice, okay.
And I remember when we discussed that, display, what do we call that system that,
The hanging system?
the hanging system for the, so that they could easily be changed out and all that, and it was hard to visualize how that was gonna work, but Michelle has really made it work, and she does it quickly and understand, I know, and it was a good thing for us that she was able to even talk with our architect when that was chosen, and it's
Walker system. Walker system.
Walker system. And that's because Joy Chehevitz is the chair of the building committee, she remembers all those terms. Boy, there were a ton
That's
of
not
terms.
necessarily why, but.
I'm telling you, you kept up with the proper terminology better than anybody I can imagine. Anyway, so, the art committee does have a report, and it's a positive one. Now that I think we're finished with the committee reports, we can move to accounts payable, which is another business item that we have to take care of every month, but this is also in the name of transparency. We're just showing everything that we spend our money on. And we invite our full board to ask any questions they have, and once we've have the questions, we can actually have a motion at any time, and then either way allow the question.
I make a motion to approve accounts payable.
I'll second that.
It's been approved by Chehevitz and supported by Jarita that we approve our accounts payable. Before we vote, we can take time to address any questions about anything listed on here. Hearing no questions, we can take a vote on the open motion. All those in favor of approval of the accounts payable, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, indicate by saying no. There are no dissenting votes, and we have approved our accounts payable for this month. Thank you. We've done all our business that we have to vote on. And now it's our time to discuss quite a few things, which for me is a really important part of this meeting. We'll start with our director's report.
Now that we've been living in our building for a couple of years, seeing how it's actually used, we've been, I've spoken with, Dan and Jennifer from our architectural firm, specifically Jennifer, about tweaking a few things in the lobby area. We're getting some quotes for some a little bit more permanent display type tables and possibly a lower table for someone to sit at. Sometimes we'll have someone come into the building who is perhaps elderly, and they need to sit down, and high chairs are
Not on the high chair.
too much, so.
Yeah.
So we want to just kind of rethink that space just a tiny bit, so we're expecting to get some information from them. I mentioned this last time, but I'm gonna mention it again since the program is tomorrow. The Phil Hale Jazz Quartet is returning to our library tomorrow evening. It's an excellent program.
Amazing
They
program.
were really great.
Several of us went when he came before, and we all enjoyed ourselves. We urge all of you to come. And I'm still celebrating my birthday, which my library friends have already been more than gracious.
Where will he be set up?
They'll be downstairs in the Codad room.
Codad room.
Yeah.
In the main room,
Okay. Do you anticipate large.
I think so this time, yeah, after
Well,
last.
There were quite a few people last, yeah.
We
Yeah.
had it set, we have it set up with tables, even though we don't have little round tables or little drink
Yeah.
tables, we have it set up with tables, so the room was filled.
Okay.
People were sitting
I mean,
kind
I've
of
got
cabaret
people coming
style.
for
Yeah,
sure, so I don't know what to expect as far as crowd goes.
Yeah, outstanding program.
Well-
I'm not into jazz, but it was good.
Oh, I like it.
I like it.
I am into
I
jazz.
like jazz now.
And we've been very flexible, so I think we can accommodate people that, as long as we have enough chairs for
Yeah.
people, even if we have to move a table. or
Yeah.
so.
We're not gonna have tables out there, are we?
Let me talk to Jason
I-
around,
I-
because I don't know that we need, we
Just a
probably
waste-
could
waste
get more
of space.
chairs if we have.
Yeah, just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just a waste of space.
Yeah, if people can stand even, so it's just, I just wondered how big the crowd was gonna be.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Hard to say, right?
Yeah.
They seemed like they had friends in this area that came up and
As
talked to
well,
them
yeah.
afterwards, so,
The thing I like, it was a mixed group.
yeah.
Really.
Quite quite a overall mix of types of folk.
Yeah.
And I think it brought people into this library who hadn't been here before, from this community
Yeah.
and maybe other communities as well. I'm trying to
Anytime,
entice some of my friends.
And
to
anytime
come
we have,
over.
we have people who, performers who come and they really like our meeting room. I mean, they're just very tickle pink when they see the setup, so.
And I think the
Yeah.
acoustics
The
in
acoustics
there
are
are
nice,
perfect.
yeah.
considering
Good, so.
what they often find. There is a grant, it's a library, what is it, National Endowment for the Arts grant for libraries to help
Yeah.
between jazz.
We don't have to pay for this,
We're giving a small.
just
honorarium to
$100,
the-
Yeah.
transportation fee
Yeah.
here.
Right, but the grant supports so that they
They
can
can
make
do it,
enough
yeah.
money to make it worth their while
Yeah.
to come and do this.
And then Jennifer, our new outreach librarian, is adding a repertoire of computer classes. She has a workshop coming up on how to, tame your email. Which I'm going to.
I saw one on your.
I signed up too, and that's gonna be a testament to whether.
That's Sumter, right?
That's the biggest nut of all.
I saw one
managed
for
to learn
Canva,
something.
which.
So, yeah,
I'll
we've
have
done
to go.
programs on Canva, yeah.
I saw that one.
It's a
It's an image,
program where you
photo
can design,
editing.
you can design.
You can
that's
do
how-
these kinds of
When you guys
things.
rave about our flyers, that's
Right.
how we're doing.
And I'm-
Yeah.
I'm okay, but I'm not. I can do it faster in Publisher still, so I
Yeah.
haven't moved.
I know. Yeah.
But I need to move.
So, but it's, yeah,
It's an online
like a graphics.
graphic
design type program,
editing,
editing.
and you do it with images, you can make flyers, you can make banners for websites or TikTok or YouTube, you can Facebook, you can do all kinds of things with it. It's really much larger than Publisher.
Never even heard of it. Can't live it.
Well, that's what I was
Mary,
looking up. What
You
day?
also have
'Cause I
another
wanna make
activity
sure.
tomorrow too, though, right? I mean, you have something for the teens during afternoon.
Yeah, let me,
The email.
I think that's the,
That's the
Yeah, it's
sushi,
on their website.
candy, sushi.
oh, the sushi, yeah,
Yeah,
the sushi candy,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, I was Karen was showing me her finished product. Was getting ready for the class. It was really cute, so I think that's gonna be good. Good program, so. We have,
There's, who's doing the tech tutoring? The, like, by appointment, it looks, or,
oh, that's a variety of our staff members.
yeah, that's
So we have
good
a couple,
too.
couple different people who, do that. We do, generally about a 3-week waiting period on that, so we also encourage people if they wanna drop in at the branch when the branch is open. No appointment necessary, just come on in,
Yeah.
and they can do that, so. Yeah,
How is Sundays going?
pretty good, just looked at Sundays not that long ago, and I can't remember. I mean, the use has gone up on Sundays. From when we started. So. I did also include the stats for the media center. And again, we continue with our slow and steady progress.
So Randy Miller lives in something called. Wanting to talk about how to increase. How to increase the numbers. I guess he talked to. Some folks at Sumter and.
At the Sumter Township. Hall.
Yeah, they wanted to put, he wants to put flyers in the library, in the newsletter that goes out to Sumter residents and some things like that. But he had nothing but good to say. He
Good.
comes and uses that branch to print pretty regularly, and he just thinks people don't know about it. How can we get the word out?
Well, that
Might
may
be
be
a-
true.
Right,
Maybe
we've
maybe
also
we can
been-
work with our local newspaper.
He would
about
like
some
for us to have a
piece.
conversation with somebody. Maybe check.
We've also been
Conversation with,
experimenting with a
City Hall.
A-frame sign to put out when we're open. That's, I guess you would call it perpendicular to the.
Yeah,
ground. You can.
That was
see
the
it,
other
yeah.
thing he was saying.
So
So,
people would
Is
know.
your, if this is the road, the sign goes this way.
yeah.
And you
Uh-huh.
don't see it
Yeah.
until you're almost past, so he was,
So we've
wondering if-
we've been experimenting with it. We need to get, we just have a kind of like a hand printed one right now. We wanted to make sure it didn't, that
move.
it worked.
Yeah.
Before we.
Blown
yeah.
over or run over, yeah,
Yeah.
we have to look at both.
So that's in the process right now.
But it might be time to just kind of check in with,
I think it's a great idea to see if we can get something out, if they have a newsletter that goes up.
Yeah.
Put something on with them.
And maybe, I don't know, talk with them, even one of their meetings or something, at least.
he would be interested in being involved.
So,
Cause
good.
he is very appreciative that it's there.
His name
And
is
wants it
Randy
to
Miller.
stay. Yep,
Randy.
so I told him. We might get with him. I asked him, so are you interested in being a future board member? So he said, well, we could talk about
All
that.
right.
So-
That's good, because we always have had a member of the board from Sumter, and I think we are better off if we maintain that tradition.
Okay, I guess that's probably good enough for programming. Staff, we hired 2 part-time library monitors. They got their orientation last week and started this week. School began yesterday. They hit the ground running and, no, it's been fun. It was a good day. Yesterday was, really good day, so.
Yesterday was their first
Very
day.
helpful. The kids were.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they got out at 2:10,
Yeah.
which,
Mhm.
I mean, if parents get off work at 5 o'clock, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
really a long time to try to entertain.
I saw the pizza or no fast food signs.
Yeah.
Well, they can have individual snacks and covered drinks.
Yeah.
So they took
No
advantage of
deliveries
that.
of pizza.
No.
So, but yeah, just having 2 people, being around to just kind of walk around and engage and have their full attention.
On the.
And hopefully, you know,
Not have to, divided attention, so.
yeah, our
It's really
security,
helpful, so.
we kind of made it so that they're talking, they actually have a game night with security monitors.
Okay, that's. nice.
So to kind of just like, not
Mhm.
always be in the security mode, get relationships,
Well, that's-
especially when it
that's
comes to
what
the
our goal
kid.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They were very good with the kids, I thought. 'cause
Yeah.
I was here for a couple hours yesterday.
yeah,
Good.
I'm feeling very positive.
Good.
We have had some members and organizations in the community who have reached out to express their interest in helping, if there's anything we need them to do, so I'm still kind of mulling over that. But it's, we've started 2024 on a good footing, so. We've also hired 2 part-time library assistants that are starting this week, Lisa Siebert and Maria Barbado. So they are receiving their orientations this week. Friends of the library are always hugely supportive of us, so Just want to remind you that they're having their annual meeting on January 20th at 11 a.m. Their theme this year is thank you for being a friend. So. And speaking of bees, all of the honey has been sold. So,
Good.
sold out before the holidays.
And I got one and it was very good.
It's really good honey.
Yeah.
How's the library of things going?
It's going really well. We're slowly getting collections going, so. That's someone who's working on the library of seed, the seed library, so.
Yeah.
Is that just donated stuff? And yeah, how do you come about acquiring?
You know,
Purchase
I think some of it will be donated, some of it will be new. I think there are different organizations that
Okay.
work with groups on doing this, so. A little bit of a combination, so.
There's like seed saver exchanges and stuff that will donate seeds to libraries, and there's a. Recently, maybe 2 years old, there was a seed library organization, and they have a meeting once a year and give out. Free seeds to all the libraries that are involved. I think it's a dill seed this year.
Yeah,
And then hopefully people, you want people in their backyards to
to
say,
grow, yeah,
yeah.
to be like, here are seeds from what I grew.
and
Yeah.
some seeds are gonna be true to type and some seeds are not, and that whoever's in charge needs to know the difference. And hopefully the person who's giving the seeds knows the difference,
Sure.
but
Mhm.
like tomato seeds and beans, and those are all great. I have some great beans I would donate seeds for. Delicious.
We'll get with you.
A green bean, we got 21 quarts in the freezer.
Oh my
for an
goodness.
8-foot row.
Another green beans.
They're crazy prolific.
Did you have?
And they're
like,
good tasting.
or-
Yep, they're in the trellis, they sit it right until frost. Nice and middle probably.
You got cookware and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so we're working on it, so. Also, I did not get this in time to get into your board pack, but we've got our, classic movie night is beginning again, so the next movie is February 8th. It's gonna be Shadow of a Doubt.
You didn't tell me, I wanted to tell them some movies I wanted to have.
So we're gonna go with the Alfred Hitchcock theme this time around.
Oh, my goodness.
So February, March, April.
I used to watch those with my mother. She was a big girl. These girls are starting. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
This is a really good movie. I watched it not like that long ago.
okay. So looking forward to that. And the other thing I did not think to include in my report, but when you said 4 years ago we were in this, got into this new building 4 years ago. Mark your calendars for leap year, February 29th. That will be our 4-year anniversary.
Oh my
We
goodness.
left
leap year?
remember leap into your.
Oh, that's right. And
right.
when did we do the Mardi Gras thing?
Right before, like a week or two before that.
Did we
Yeah.
do it at Mardi
We
Gras? I
couldn't
think we
do
did.
I can't remember.
Because Mardi Gras is
Yeah.
the 13th this year. That.
Wasn't here because
Yeah.
we had a new grand.
That was in the old building.
It was in the old
Yeah,
building.
yeah.
It's like,
The
we
Mardi
said goodbye
Gras
to the old
theme.
building at Mardi Gras.
Was
It was fun.
Yeah, I remember going to that.
Nice.
Yeah.
We sure know how to party.
We do.
I think any excuse for a party. We built this, yeah, well, I'm glad that our building is functioning for what it's for, but it makes a nice place to gather. Which is part of what it's for. So, thank you very much, Mary Jo. Anything else? Any questions to Mary Jo? When Mary Jo is finished telling us all the real good stuff, it's time for us to tell each other whatever we want each other to know. John?
Excuse me for being tardy. I was at another meeting across the parking lot at the Methodist Church, trying to justify a donation. As you know, I've been a commissioner in town for quite a while. And 4 years ago, I lied, 2 years ago, we okayed a new business in town, the Blue Skies Cannabis Company. And in the process of talking to them and okaying their drawings, one of the owners, Sam, said he would like to donate money to the community somehow. And no one's ever touched them with that concept. So I visited the food closet 3 weeks ago. And talked to Marilyn Wood, and she says they're hurting really bad. That they were giving food out quite a bit every week. Now they have to do maybe once a month. And she says she really needs money, so I told her to go take her information to Blue Skies Cannabis Company, and she did. And then 2 weeks after that, I called her, said, did they say anything? She said, no. I said, well, I'll go talk to the owner. So I spoke to the owner, Sam, and I told him, no matter what you give us, it'll be 3 times that amount at Myers. Because they give us 3 times that amount. He says, how much do you need? I said, $10,000. He says, okay. So I called,
Wow.
Good, John.
I called Marilyn, and she says, I've got a doctor appointment, a chiropractor appointment. I said, this fellow wants to give you 10,000. She says, I'll be right over. So she took care of that. I went somewhere else to another meeting. But called me an hour later and she said, I've got a check for 10,000, but had a meeting at the church to try to justify that, to get it from a cannabis company. Anyway, I explained to him in the community, we had a vote here, and the vote was 2-1 in favor of a cannabis.
It's not
So,
illegal.
and we couldn't do
It
anything.
is
If we
legal.
didn't do it, the city would get sued. So anyway,
It's
that's my
legal.
excuse.
And now it's
Please give me the
benefiting the
target though.
community.
Huh?
Yeah.
And now it's benefiting the
And I
community.
think
Yes.
And another one.
80 families now, they're feeding. So it's actually, it worked out. Thank you.
Thank you, John. That's
No, nobody's trusty comment is gonna be able to get out that.
John often, remember we put that, they had the little sculpture in the Horizon Park, I think, I had to pass it every time I go anywhere. And I'm glad to, so John always has these little announcements that are good for the community. So I don't know, anybody got anything else to say? Joy?
I want to thank the personnel committee for their never-ending patience and Mary Jo for reminding me of this every time, twice, to get it in, and your hard work consistently putting it all together. And for that we're lucky enough to have a very good director.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth all the hard work.
Yes.
And it is kind of a really nice way to start the new year.
Yes.
And that's not supposed, I'm not supposed to be making comments now. Who wants to go next? Linda?
I just want to say I was here yesterday during the after-school time for a couple hours, and if you get a chance, any of you, come anytime after 2 in the afternoon, because that presence, I think, really helps. The kids are nice. They're just got a lot of energy and they're talking and they're, they can get, I think they need the eyes on them. They need to know that people are walking around and, we expect good behavior from them. So if you get a chance, not over just for a little while and help the people who have been hired to do it out because they can't be everywhere.
Kids can be a lot of fun too.
Oh, yeah,
As well as
absolutely.
other areas, so yeah.
There's a lot of areas for them to go to. It's not like they're all crunched together, they're in playing games, they're playing board games. They're in the little study rooms, so there's a lot for them to do.
I had a pre-meeting before this on Zoom, and I was surrounded by kids learning either with each other. They were using
Yeah.
the dry erase board, writing things down, talking to each other. Somebody with a tutor, somebody else on our own working,
Oh, yeah.
and it was all just kids. I was the only grown up there.
I don't think I've ever gone
Other
through
than
that. I
tutor.
haven't seen kids seriously
Yeah.
studying, even times when some other kids are doing other stuff.
Mhm.
There's always kids using the library for its proper use.
And just sitting, talking to each other. There were kids sitting up against the wall in the team room, just talking together, which I think is important too.
Yeah.
So,
And that booth area that we thought about, that's really good for them when they can come come away from school and get to something that doesn't look just like school.
Right.
Who's next?
I just want to wish everybody a happy new year and wish Sharon a happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And like John, I'm not that into jazz, but I'm curious, so I may be
It
here
is
again
good.
tomorrow.
It is
You know,
good.
just. to
I think
kind of-
you'll enjoy
At
it.
one point, my watch said, the decibels are over 90%. Watch your hearing. I go. I turned my watch. I put my hearing aid. It was excellent program.
And Mary Jo, thanks as always for the financial stuff. Oh, you're welcome.
Well, now, Dan, because Alma gets to go last. She's
I'd also like to wish everybody Happy New Year. I think this meeting was very productive today, and I sure do appreciate all the hard work that everybody's put into the policy, the personnel policy, and the 3.5% that they have given Mary Jo. So I think that was well deserved and well earned. I also plan on coming to the jazz tomorrow night. In fact, I'm planning on coming to the sushi candy event. I have a handicapped niece that I'm gonna bring, and I think she'll fit in okay, but I'm gonna be here, and she'll also have an attendant here with her, so. She's a high capacity, high learner, so I think she'll do okay. And I'm also bringing quite a few people to the jazz thing. So
Good.
looking forward to it.
Well, then everybody has said, oh, Alma, or not everybody. See, Alma kept on writing, I was acting like she is already.
Go under the radar.
Yeah, right, she's trying to fly under the radar. What's up, Alma?
Well, just wanna tell Mary Jo that I'm glad you're getting a raise and hopefully we can get you on par with the rest of the country. And you do a phenomenal job, volunteer and you go out of your way, do a lot of things that you don't have to do. And your dedication and commitment is extremely appreciated.
Thank you.
So so it is with the rest of the board as well, and happy belated birthday to you, Sharon. I think I said something on Facebook.
I
can't
know
remember.
that you did, and also your fictitious birthday.
Yeah, my
that everybody
fictitious
had to
birthday.
say afterwards. But I learned, I thought we were birthday twins for a while.
No, I'm with John and Mary Jo.
Yeah, well, that's a much better time. I better twin up with you. You can do fun stuff then. But, so I will make my little report, which is a quick one. It's kind of an end of the year report, but also the beginning of a year. We've had a full year with this board, as it's currently constituted, and it's really been a pleasure. It's really been this is an enjoyable group to work with. Everybody pitches in and there's nobody that's just coasting along and not doing anything. And this is my first year working with Linda as the vice chair. And it's really worked well for me, even just, soundboard, the kind of things that a vice chair should do. And I just think that all of us are doing the jobs and going beyond the jobs that we have here. So I'm appreciative of this whole body and certainly our director. And I am happy about the programming that we have coming, and I just urge all of us to, it's just sounds real good that people are all looking at different activities they plan to participate in. That's always been really important. And with that.
Madam Chair, I make
John,
the
here you
motion,
go.
I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
It has been moved
I will second that.
and supported by Linda Priest that this meeting be adjourned. There's support all around. Meeting is adjourned.